Hello and welcome back to another video where we have a look at the changes coming to Rossbach, and for the third Tinto talk in a row, we're getting this lovely image. This, I believe, is going to be the new wallpaper loading screen art, which, you know what, it looks really good, so I'm not unhappy with it, but 3 times in a row is a bit much. Can we change it up? It'd be nice to change it up. Anyway, some big changes to things that we have complained about before going into some new features, so we'll start off with some AI aggression. In 1.0.10, they've gotten the AI to be more aggressive, but the experience for the majority of players wasn't a positive one. While they've tweaked, reduced, and changed a lot of logic for it in 1.1, they also decided to make it as a game rule as well. Normal AI aggression game rule is also far less aggressive than the AI was in 1.0.10, while they have options for those that want something more dangerous as well. As an example, in 1.0.10, the time between wars was 6 months for the AI, and the most popular AI mod, it was 24 months, which is now the default value for normal AI aggressiveness. Most positive, popular even AI mod I've forgotten the name of the mod now. He made a mod for EU4 as well. I've completely forgotten it. I'm terrible with my memory. But either way, I didn't know that had already been made, but that's cool. Game rule effect, we've got AI requiring CBs. This I really kind of like. I like that they're not going to use no CBs, because generally they end up just like skewering themselves on negative stability. And yeah, months between wars. Then you also have some carefulness for low aggression. AI opinion bias minus 50. Okay, months between wars, and then aggressiveness plus 100%. It'd be nice if all of these are changeable, because I would quite like aggressiveness up, AI require CBs, yes. Those two together, I would like to try out. Can we have a third option in the middle? Require CBs but positive aggressiveness, so they're gonna be more interested in finding CBs and using the CBs that they have. Either way, new advances and old campaigns. One complaint that we had, that it was a bit frustrating to get a new update adding advances to a country and you're in the middle of a campaign as that country, and could thus not benefit from it. From Rossbach, all new advances will be added to the tech trees in appropriate places, so you no longer need to restart your campaign, but you can continue. That's nice. A little bit of a lovely little thing for people who have campaigns going. The HRE has had a fair bit of changes to make it last longer and not be gobbled up by France, England, and Bohemia by the early 15th century. AI will no longer do no CB wars inside the HRE. Oh, just as a general rule, that's good. That's good. So the thing that happened was the HRE, they could do no CB wars right up until the Golden Bull was signed in, I mean, historically it's 1356 on Christmas Day, but I'm not sure if that is exactly when it happened in EU5 or whether it was roughly around then. But that's what stopped them from doing no CBs. This I do like a lot. I think that's a really, really good change. For the player, the cost is increased by 100%. Okay, so the player can still do no CBs, but it's prohibitively expensive. I'm kind of okay with that. The AI of the Emperor will now avoid declaring offensive wars against fellow members of the HRE. Okay. The price of the Golden Bull reduces by 1 with every year, meaning by 1377 the Golden Bull is literally free to enact. Okay, that's cute. I like that. They've raised antagonism for taking land from other members as a HRE member to 125, and raised antagonism for taking land from other HRE members as a non-HRE members to 200. Okay, that's cute. I like it. That's perfect. Return to port at war, much requested feature for your navies. Absolutely blessed. Blessed. Question I require the answer to. When they have returned to port at war, as soon as the war is over, can my fleet continue doing the job, the mission that they were currently on? Can I, if they are sailing around, the war starts and I do not have this enabled, if I then enable it, will they return to port? And finally, if I have this enabled and I go to war and they go to port and then I realize, yo, actually, I'm fighting a landlocked nation, this is not necessary, Can I unselect this and then they will go back out? Those are the 3 questions I would really quite like answering. If it works exactly like EU4's version, then the answer to all of those 3 questions is yes and positive. Provoke rebels. We heard about this one before. Problem with rebels, they won't rebel when you want them to, and they are stalling. So for the cheap price of 10 legitimacy, oh good lord, no! I'm never clicking this button. That's awful. That's look, when I'm at 100 legitimacy and my cost of court is like 30 ducats, and then I go down to 90 and my cost of court jumps up to 120 ducats, we're never clicking this button. We're never clicking this button. I'm never spending legitimacy ever. It's not happening. Please. But either way, perfectly timed civil war. Yeah, sure. That's always been a thing that's happened. Yeah, no, I'm just not going to click that, honestly. New features that will improve the gameplay in 1.1. You can appease estates. A cabinet action allows you to focus on an estate if their satisfaction is below 50% and make them happier over time. I like that. That's cute. I'm a big fan of that. I wonder, because the characters also belong to an estate, I wonder if it could be more... It could work better. Say if you had a noble helping the noble's estate, it would go up by like 3% instead. Just not a massive difference, but like a little. Or wait, 0.1 per month is pretty low. It goes up by 0.2 as standard, so I guess a 50% increase. Maybe it could go up by 0.2 if you have a noble increasing the nobles. That might be nice. Either way, that's cute. I like this. That's good. Combined arms. While we have rebalanced combat and units a fair bit, as mentioned 2 weeks ago, they've also wanted to encourage a more varied army. Now, if you have less than 50% of the most common type of unit in an army or navy, and we count by regiments, okay, and or ships, not by men, then you have a chance of getting a combined arms bonus in combat. Every category of a unit that has over 10% of the amount of regiments will increase the bonus by 5%. There are advances that will increase the bonus in later ages as well. Okay, let me think of this. If you have less than 50% of the most common type of unit in an army, so say the most common type of unit is your infantry. If you have less than 50%, so if you have, say, 10 cavalry and 20 infantry, or say 10 cavalry, or 8 cavalry and 20 infantry, so then definitely less than 50%, because, you know, paradox maths, less than or equal to and less than, they're pretty interchangeable at times, depending on the vibe. Then you have a chance of getting a combined arms bonus. Every category of unit that has over 10% of the amount of regiments, so between 10 and 50%, okay. Increase the bonus by 5%. And step forward can have 70% of the same type of unit, so a lot of horse archers makes sense. Light cavalry and light infantry are counted separately from heavy cavalry and infantry, and will in later update make them into unique categories. Okay, so the bonus, what are you getting? What we're getting a bonus to what? Combat effectiveness? Like, these aren't less than 50% of this though. Like, 19% is more than 50% of this 33%. The most common type of unit in this army is the infantry. But there's like... I'm gonna need to look into this a bit more. Because I feel like some paradox math is happening. Bonus is 20%. Unless there is another type of... Is there like another type of unit in this army that these are calculating towards? Because this is 60%, and this... So there's another, like, 6% missing. Yeah, I think there's another unit in here somewhere. I think there's definitely another unit in here somewhere. But okay. This is interesting. You know what? I like encouraging varied armies, especially now that we have the macro builder for armies. Seems like a very interesting way of going about things. Unit formations and auto balance. We talked about the auto balance toggle in the last intro talks. We didn't explain too much about how the units would be balanced. They did something extra here and added some templates that you can choose from for how the army should be balanced. Oh, that's cute. I like that. So a template where all the cavalry are on the flanks would be cute as hell. So balanced army will just try and spread. Honestly, this is obviously like the default one. When you're showing us, oh, we have some templates now, showing us the default spread even freaking, it's less impressive than showing us one of the other types, I feel like showing us like cavalry heavy wings army would have been, useful, because this is like we have different templates, but here this is the completely flat, not euthanized, the balanced, normalized, to use audio terms, normalized version where everything is even like it's not really a template. That's the default. Anyway, some new peace treaties should help with shaping the map more. Transfer a subject, steal a subject directly from another country at war. I could not. I thought that was already a thing. Steal maps in warfare. Oh my god, so nice. Punch certain exploration-focused countries. You can now take maps as part of a peace treaty. 10 war score per. That nah. That's far too little. You have far too many sea regions. This needs to be the one up. You've got your, when you're discovering places. I'm pretty sure this is the areas, right? This is one higher than province. It needs to be region, one higher than that again, and then it can cost a bit more. But this is too much war score for too little vision. Also, I said this on the podcast that I was recording on Sunday, but I think one of the things that we should expect from Paradox regards to EU5 in the not too distant future is a complete rework of the exploration system, because right now it's just kind of bad. I don't like it at all. So hopefully we're gonna get that, but this is it's on the right track it's on the right track. It just needs, it's just so little for so much. Yeah, I don't know. New Diplo actions as well. You can transfer subjects to another country for a price. I like that. That's really cute. Really good for multiplayer as well, actually. Especially if you can sell as well. Very nice. Secondly, they also have added the ability to move locations between subjects. For those of you who really want to readjust the borders between your subjects, the AI will never do it. This is amazing. I'm looking forward to making my colonies look like they should. I want a colony in Cuba and a colony in Haiti, and I don't want Haiti to start colonizing frickin' Cuba. This would be very nice though. Tiny amount of opinion loss. That's fine. We can now lock production methods as well. While automatic production method selection is pretty decent most of the time, sometimes you want to micromanage individual buildings and set exactly how they should work. It can be useful if you want to kickstart or improve other parts of the economy. For people thinking, oh, but doesn't it always just choose the most valuable one and therefore you should always just do that one? Yesn't. There is one example that Father Loris brought up to me. Basically, there is also, what is that production bit? 32 wool, and it turns, okay, that's these numbers are definitely not the same. Anyway, there is a thing with the mason, right? When you are building a mason, and you can build it in a location that has clay or stone, and you get a production efficiency boost. Sometimes the profit you get from that, because it's so low, it can be cheaper to import the stone in order to make that mason run, even though you have clay in the province where it's being made. However, if you don't import the stone, you can instead use that trade capacity to do something else. So if you lock your mason into using clay, it will be forced to use this, and then the stone, that you were importing, you can use that trade capacity for something else. Good stuff. More posts about other changes before the weekend. Nice. So look forward to that. Next week, Pavia will be talking about new content for Rossbach as well. Very nice. I am happy with most of the things I saw here. Obviously, I'm happy with everything I saw here. There's some things that I just need a little bit of tweaking to, right? I think that's very fair to say. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think. Which aggression are you gonna be running with? I want a middle ground. I want a middle ground. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'd like to know what you guys think though, so please do leave your comments in the comments section below, and I will see you in the next video, which apparently will be before the weekend. Toodaloo for now. Bye bye.